Hello, hello, all you beautiful beings. This is Jessie with Angelic Love Messages. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, or today, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you. Thank you for joining and taking the time to listen. So, we are here with our angels and the Divine Spirit. Those were the two that I specifically heard. And we're pulling cards from the Quantum we're pulling cards from the Quantum Human Design Activation card deck by Karen Curry Parker, as well as the Divine Masters Oracle and Guidebook by Kyle Gray, with artwork by Jennifer Hawkyard. So I will put the link to these decks on Amazon in the description box below if you're interested in purchasing either of them. So the overall message that came through today is about someone possibly feeling pressured to do something, and that can cause a lot of disharmony and upheaval, right? So the additional cards that came out and what I heard while pulling them was peace, love, harmony, and forgiveness. And the first card that was pulled is Gate 58, the Joy of Mastery, and that stems from the root center, or aka the root chakra. And the color of the root center, the root chakra, is brown on this card. And brown is actually a color that evoke feelings of warmth, security, and earthiness. I Googled that, right? But it's also about grounding and stability, reliability, and it's also it plays the role of earth, growth, and fertility. Okay, so we're gonna let this play out and see how it comes into play in today's reading with the rest of the cards. And I got a little sneak peek, so let's dive into the meaning of Gate 58 in particular. And I am going to go to the guidebook for Gate 58, the Joy of Mastery. So the challenge with this Gate 58 in particular is to follow the drive to create the fulfillment of your potential, to learn to craft a talent and make it masterful through joyful learning and repetition, to learn to embrace joy as a vital force of creative power without guilt or denial. The higher expression of Gate 58 is to harness the joy of mastery and refine your practice until you reach fulfillment of your potential, to live in the flow of joy. An unbalanced expression is to deny joy, to avoid the practice of mastery, to feel guilty or ashamed to do what you love, to disbelieve in joy. So if anyone is struggling with finding the joy lately, which it is easy to do, very easy to do, I certainly understand that. Here is a wonderful affirmation for us to read and think about. I say us because I am also part of this beautiful collective consciousness. This affirmation is: I am a masterful curator of my own talent. I use my joy to drive me to master the fun expression of all that I am. I practice as my path to mastery. I know that from repetition and consistency comes a more masterful expression of my talent. I embrace learning and growing, and I commit to the full expression of my joy. So the root center in the human design system, it is a pressure center. It's also the energy center for adrenaline, and it operates in pulses. What that can lead to is oftentimes you could feel that pressure, whenever you feel stressed out to get something accomplished or to finish something or to start something, whatever the case may be, we all have pressures around us daily for various reasons. But when we get that pressure and that adrenaline rush, that scatters our energy. And sometimes that energy scatter is wonderful and it's a positive thing. But then other times, so the positive of that, right, when that energy is scattered in a positive way, that could elevate you to make you feel like you're on cloud nine. You're like, woohoo, this is great. I'm like so happy right now, so joyous, so filled with hope, and like you feel unstoppable at those moments, right? But there can also be that energy scattered feeling of, oh my gosh, what is going on? There's just a major, what's that term that I hear lately that's been going around for the last couple years or so, a dumpster fire, right? You're like, my goodness, where did this dumpster fire come from? You know, you go into work or you go to school or whatever, or you're just at home and all chaos breaks loose, right? So then that just shatters your energy. And now you're feeling pressured, like, how do we find our center? How do we find our way back to bringing that energy into focus and grounded? And that is where the root center comes into play. It is also the first chakra out of the 7 chakra system. And the root chakra focuses on your sense of security and stability. So let's see how the story unfolds, okay? Let's look into gate 37, which is peace. And that is coming from the emotional solar plexus, which means exactly how it sounds. That is the center where your emotions, like your decisions, how you're feeling about a certain situation, place, or thing, it's like you're riding your waves. It is also a motor center. And for anybody who has that defined in the human design system, that simply means that a good strategy for you to make decisions would be to wait for those emotions to level out and your answer to remain the same as your emotions are leveling out. So it's important not to make any rush decisions when you're either on your super high emotions or your lower emotions as well. Okay, so when you've got that scattered energy up in the clouds and you're on cloud 9, make sure you come down a little bit before you make any rational or irrational decisions, or hasty decisions, I should say, right? And the same goes if your energy is scattered. Try to calm yourself first before making any haste decisions. Okay, so gate 37 is about peace, and that is when you're leveled out. Your emotions are leveled out. You're not on the high wave and you're not on a low wave, right? So 37, let's look into that in the guidebook. The challenge with gate 37 peace is to find inner peace as the true source to outer peace. To not let chaos and outer circumstances knock you off your center and disrupt your peace. Your high expression of this gate is the ability to stay connected to sustainable peace and to respond to life by generating peace no matter what is happening in your external reality, creating the emotional alignment to make peaceful choices no matter what's going on in the outer world. An unbalanced expression of gate 37 is to desperately struggle to find peace outside of yourself, trying to control the outer world to create inner peace. So a great affirmation for gate 37, whether you're on your high expression or unbalanced expression, is, I am an agent of peace. My being aligned with peace creates an energy of contagious peace around me. I practice holding a peaceful frequency of energy, and I respond to the world with an intention of creating sustainable peace. Ooh, I love that. All right. So that kind of ties in with a little bit earlier when we were talking about, all that scattered energy, right? Good, bad, indifferent, it happens, right? But coming back to center and grounding will help bring us back into a peaceful mind state. So we're making sure we make the right decisions and calls of action when we're at a more leveled emotional state, a more peaceful state. And please keep in mind, I know it's a lot easier said than done. We are on Earth School, and it is not easy, folks. We have to just practice, keep practicing. It's about being mindful. And you know what? We're human. We make mistakes. So if we get a little elevated, all right, it's going to happen. But let's reflect on that, calm down, remove ourselves from the situation, try and de-escalate and settle down, reground, refocus, and use it as a learning experience. Figure out, okay, why did I let that elevate so quickly? Or why did I allow myself to get so ruffled up, my feathers ruffled? Or why did I get so keyed up on that? That's just a really great opportunity to do some self-reflection and inner work of figuring out what we can focus on to shift our perspective and try again next time. Because we know there's always going to be something that's going to try and ruffle our feathers. It just happens. That's life. Again, I just wanted to say, easier said than done. All of this sounds great when we're reading and listening, right? But in day-to-day life, it can be pretty challenging sometimes. I definitely have been there. We've all been there. And we'll all continue to be there to some extent. But if we can just kind of take it one step at a time and practice being mindful of the situation and figure out, okay, why is that upsetting me so much? And then next time something like that similar, because that test will come around. It's a test from the universe, from God, from our angels above, especially for all of us who are on our personal healing journey. Okay, so hang in there. You're doing a great job. If you lost your cool, it's okay. Shake it off. Get yourself back up. I hear, pick yourself up and dust yourself off and try again. Try again. The Aaliyah. Dust yourself off and try again. Try again. Okay. I digress. Let's move on to Gate 12, the channel. And that is coming out of the throat center. That's our focus on this one, is the throat center. And I love talking about the throat center because when the throat chakra or throat center is blocked, we are essentially living out of alignment with who we are meant to be. We are not sharing what we need to share in the way we need to share it. And it's important for all of us to be able to share our knowledge, our experiences, our thoughts, and our beliefs. Freedom of speech, right? But it's important because we all have a story to share. We all have a story to tell. We're like those little puzzle pieces in the universe. And we're all a piece of the puzzle in the grand scheme of things to create one whole piece, to create one whole puzzle, right? We are all one. Oneness. That is a very important message that the divine wants to constantly send out to the world. Peace, love, harmony, balance, and forgiveness. Again, easier said than done at times. but carry on, carry on. That's what I heard. Carry on, carry on. Let's go, let's go. All right. The channel, gate 12. The challenge with this gate is to honor the self enough to wait for the right time and mood to speak. To know that shyness is actually a signal that the timing isn't right to share your transformational insights and expressions. When the timing is right, to have the courage to share what you feel and sense. To honor the fact that your voice and the words you offer are a direct connection to source and you channel the potential for transformation. To own your creative power. The high expression of Gate 12, the channel, is to know that your voice is an expression of transformation and a vehicle for divine insight. The words you speak, the insights and creativity you share, have the power to change others and the world. This energy is so powerful that people have to be ready to receive it. When you are articulate, then the timing is correct. If you struggle to find the words, have the courage to wait until it feels more aligned. A powerful ability to craft language and creative expressions that changes people's perceptions. The unbalanced expression is the struggle to try to speak ideas into form when it's not the right time, letting hesitancy and caution paralyze you, trying to force ideas in words. So I'm kind of feeling like there's a nice little story unfolding here with us. We have, using our voice to share what we know at just the right time, and making sure that we listen, that we're grounded and centered and focused, and not speaking out of emotions that might not end up being the right time for us to be sharing our story or sharing the information that we feel we need to get out, right? And once we ground ourselves, and when the words start flowing for us naturally, and we let up and we release all that pressure on ourselves, or that we release the pressure that others might be putting on us or society puts on us, whatever the case may be. Once we release that pressure and that need to be perfect, or that need to, because nobody's perfect, right? but we do put a lot of pressure on ourselves. We're all human, and we put that pressure on ourselves like, it has to be just right. It has to be just so, especially for any of our public figures out there, or anyone who is on social media, public figures. That could be influencers, that could be the government, that could be journalists, TV newscaster, news reporters. There we go. I'm at a loss for words. Maybe I'm rambling. That's getting off the topic, but it really is on topic, because when the words start to flow naturally and the timing is right, you will feel like you're on cloud 9 when you notice how receptive others are of that information, which will ultimately keep propelling you forward in the joy of mastery, which is gate 58. You see where this is going, folks? Okay, so the oracle cards that came out are Quan Yin, Enlightened Action, Lady Venus, Light Activation, Gaia, Resilient Spirit, and Ishtar, Inner Learnings. Quan Yin, Enlightened Action, is holding a lotus flower. And the lotus flower, for those who are unfamiliar, is also the symbol of the root chakra. Quan Yin, Enlightened Action, this message is to choose compassion, move forward with grace. When our energy is scattered and we're frazzled or frantic, we can call on Quan Yin to help bring in inner peace, balance, and harmony. Lady Venus is the source of light activation, which is a call to action, power surge, earth mission. Let's go to the guidebook for Lady Venus. For hundreds and thousands of years, those on earth have prayed for a better way. You were born in response to those prayers. You were called to earth on a mission. Everything you have faced, overcome, and healed from is preparation for leaving a legacy. You are someone who will make a great change. This work can be overwhelming, though, so the universe won't place any expectations or pressure on you. But just by making small shifts, you are showing those around you what is possible. If you feel you are constantly helping, healing, and guiding others, that's because this is a calling from deep within your soul. Lady Venus is here now to give you a surge of power and inspiration to take this work further. I hope this is a confirmation for some of you that if you've been either on the fence or wondering which way to go, which path to go, or you're questioning whether you're actually making a difference in helping others, this message is confirmation that you are, and you're being encouraged to keep the faith, stay the course, and keep going. You are fully supported, loved, and cared about, and cared for. We got you. That's what your angels and the divine spirit are saying. We got you. You're making an impact. Thank you. This leads us to Gaia, resilient spirit. And Gaia is tied in with earth connection. Stay rooted in trust and faith. Stay rooted in trust and faith. Do y'all see this, folks? Do you hear? Well, I guess you don't see it, but do you hear it? This ties back to the joy of mastery, the gate 58 out of the root center. We as the collective are being called and asked to find ways to ground ourselves, go for a walk, get out into nature, prayer, meditation, use crystals, however that works for you and resonates for you to ground yourself. For those of you who are in a warm climate and can take your shoes off and go for a walk, please do. No, I'll be living vicariously through you because there's no taking off the shoes here where I'm at right now. It's too cold for that. So you are strong. You are resilient. Gaia is here to act as our guide, and she's asking us to reflect back and to look how far we've come. Some of you may be struggling at this moment with your emotions, faith, insecurities, anger, frustration, feeling out of balance, but your guides and angels and divine spirit team are assuring you that you can call on the spirit of Gaia to come and help you and support you. You can call on all of them: Quan Yin, Lady Venus, Gaia, Ishtar, God, Jesus, other angels, ascended masters, whoever you feel guided to call upon and whoever you feel connected with. Call on them for help to get you grounded if you need to find refocus and balance again. And Ishtar is inner learnings. Follow your heart and truth will prevail. And I am going to go to the guidebook. Ishtar, inner learnings, follow your heart, truth prevails. Your message. Information is being revealed to you and it's important to listen, especially as there's a good chance it will bring a war between your head and heart. You are being guided to listen to your heart, the part of you that makes decisions based on what feels best rather than what makes sense. You may have to take a decision that makes you feel you're losing out, but in fact will lead you to a feeling of finding treasure or even feeling treasured. You are being encouraged to seek the truth now. Even if it is challenging or difficult, it's important to honor it. The truth will always prevail, whether it be now or in the future. You are being guided to save yourself emotional strain and also time by allowing what needs to be shared, said, felt, and communicated in order to be more connected to your heart and ultimately for the highest good of all. Thank you, Gaia. Thank you, Lady Venus. Thank you, Quan Yin. Ultimately, it comes down to this. If you feel you need to share something, share it. Try to articulate yourself before. Think of other perspectives. Be compassionate, kind, peaceful. Ride the wave of emotions to make sure that the answer is the same throughout your high highs and your low lows. Again, that's a low, 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 low. I don't even know what the song that is. That's the only part of that song I know. It just came. The angels and guides, they're laughing. They have a sense of humor too, right? So, okay. So that brings me back to the beginning of that brings us to the joy of mastery. When you articulate yourself and the words come to you and you feel ready and confident to take on the world and share your story or share your message, and it brings you to giggling and laughing. Now I can't stop laughing. That is the joy of mastery. And then you know that was indeed your time to share. The time is right. The time is now. Show up, show out. Thank you all so much for joining. And we're so grateful for each and every one of you. I have the giggles. They're laughing. They're giggling. Okay. Oh, with so much love, light, and deep gratitude to each and every one of you who took the time to listen and share. Or, well, if you feel like sharing, see, there's no accident on that one. Please like, subscribe, or share, and it would really help boost our channel and get our message out into the world even more. All right. Thank you again. Be well, everybody. Keep safe. Have a peaceful, loving, harmonious rest of your day, evening, or afternoon. Thank you, angels, divine masters, divine spirit. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus, for being with us. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Much love, gratitude, and appreciation to you all. Until next time, take care.